I've been trying to find a board that does it all pretty much since the day I started skateboarding, a quest that I've been on now for about 6 years and still haven't succeeded at. And I must say I do think I'm about ready to give up if this final exploration doesn't pan out. Because this spring I have not one, not two, but 3 Freshies. I thought about going over each one in a separate video and skating it, but I think that my style and goals for the year make a lot more sense when looking at these skateboards as a group. So first up we have Shotaro Oba's Pro Model from Waltz Skateboarding. A freestyle board coming in at 7.4 inches wide and 28.7 inches long, with a 12.5-inch wheelbase and identical 6-inch long kicks. I really like the small twin tail options from Waltz because they just make whipping and flipping your board around so smooth. I love that these compact shapes are both light and snappy. I think that they're really good for technical freestyle, which I want to get a lot better at. Things like flips into and out of Casper, carousels, rolling tricks, more advanced rolling tricks of course. Those are things that I really want to work on this year. Last year I was skating Rihanna's Pro Model, which is great for that specialized nose, but I go back and forth on whether I want to skate a single kick or a double kick, and right now I'm really feeling the double kick. But because I also want more control for footwork and flip tricks, I actually decided to try out an aggressive grip tape this year, Pepper Galaxy, mostly just for the sparkle. Freestylers typically use less grippy grips because they will absolutely eat through our shoes during tricks like walk the dogs. But I want more control this year. I've noticed that I have a bit of a problem personally with my feet slipping off of the board during footwork, so I'm really hoping that this grippier grip will help counterbalance that and also just give me a little bit more grab during like popped ollie tricks, stuff like that. Especially considering how, mellow the concave is on a freestyle board. However, I do not want my shoes to absolutely die after a couple sessions, so I did put some Mob clear grip tape in the center of my board intentionally. In the past when I skated this kind of clear Mob grip tape, it wasn't very grippy and I kind of didn't like it, so I'm hoping that they did not upgrade their formula, that it's exactly the same and still not that grippy. Moving on, I set up some Waltz skids, which I drilled myself this time without majorly messing up, which made me pretty happy because I think they came out quite even. I set up some Paris 108 trucks with Crux Trucks super hard bushings and finished the undercarriage with some slightly worn in Waltz freestyle wheels, but with freshly cleaned bearings. I have no idea what the hardware was, but I had it on hand. And then after it was all set up, I remembered to grip the bottom of my board for some extra control in Casper. Overall, I'm super excited to skate this board this summer, and I'm actually, I think, the most proud of how this one came out. I think that the grip especially came out really fresh. But moving on. Next, we have another Waltz deck. Yuta Fujii's Pro Model comes in at 7.75 inches wide and 29.5 inches long, with a 13.1 inch wheelbase and 6.1 inch twin tails. It's a slightly larger offering for a freestyle shape, but it's still pretty small in general, and 2 of the standout features of this deck in particular are tub concave and a rocker. Tub concave basically just means that there is a flat pan down the center of the board where you can shuffle your foot around during footwork, and then there is a slightly tapered concave on the edges. The rocker basically just gives the board a slightly lower center of gravity. It's imperceptible, but there is a slight bend to the center of the board to help it stay level while spinning, which makes a lot of sense if you know how Yuta skates. This shape is also now out with a new Yuta Fujii graphic and also a new Orson Mary Pro graphic. Orson just turned pro on April 16th, so extra congratulations to Orson because that is incredibly exciting. But anyway, for quite a while now, I have been trying to find a decent hybrid deck, something that I could both freestyle on and skate at a local park. And up until now, I've pretty much always tried to fit freestyle gear onto a street deck. And I mean, it works, it doesn't not work. You can tip the board over into rail stand and work on some freestyle tricks, but it's just really uncomfortable for me, because I am used to freestyling on freestyle decks. But the more I think about it, you can pop a freestyle deck. You can get it up into the air. You can do flip tricks on it. So I was thinking that this time I'd finally try to set up a freestyle deck in a way that might make it also work for park skating. So I set it up with some aloe vera grip tape, which I always wanted to try out, some Venture Light trucks, and Dragon Cubics from Powell. Since it is a hybrid, I figured that it was only natural that I put on a hybrid wheel as well. And I set those up with my new Bronson G3s. Hopefully they give me a little extra speed boost. Since the Venture trucks are low and so are the kick angles on this board, I did decide to put some riser pads on it to lift the kicks up, but I might have to try some different trucks on this over time to see what trucks really work with this shape for the purpose of being a hybrid setup. I typically skate Ace 11s on this board when I freestyle with it, so I might give those a try as well. But I am really excited to skate this board. I do want to skate more obstacles and I do want to skate more park, and hopefully having a hybrid board that works in my arsenal will just make that a little more convenient for me. We'll have to see. And since I did start this video out by talking about 2 Waltz boards, I do think it's important that I mention that I am an ambassador for Waltz. I'm very good friends with the owner, Mike Osterman. I don't receive any money to talk about his stuff, but there is a very connected relationship there, and I think it's just the right thing to do to disclose something like that when you're talking about stuff on the internet. Finally, we have the Street and Park Freshie, a Santa Cruz Feelbase deck coming in at 7.75 inches wide and 30.25 inches long, with a 12.75 inch wheelbase, non-symmetrical kicks, and I would say a mild concave for a street deck. When I heard that Santa Cruz was making a line of Feelbases, I was really excited. I do love myself a short wheelbase because I am a short king. And that's not really even a joke. I have found that a 12.5 to 13 inch wheelbase is the sweet spot for my height. I think it is the most comfortable setup to ride. I do have a 1380 wheelbase on my There board. It's one of the True Fit molds from Deluxe, but even that, it's small for a standard wheelbase, but for me it's just too long. There's something about the 13-inch cap that really, anything over that just becomes a little less comfortable to skate for me. I actually really wanted to skate Fabiana Delfino's Pro model, but it did come out in a 13.5 wheelbase, which is once again very small, but for me it's above that 13-inch cap, and the 13.5 was just too close to the 13.88 wheelbase, which I had already been skating and felt like it was too long for me. But I do really like this board, and I actually absolutely love the color and design of the model. So I set it up with some trendy Pepper X grip for that grippiest grip experience. I just put all this together and I forgot I don't have any trucks to put on it. Oops. So I didn't record putting that board together. For this deck, I put on some Venture Hollows, Bones X Formula wheels in the 97A durometer, and some new Bronson 6-ball raw bearings. Now I've heard that these are really fast, and that's what I'm hoping for. Every time I skate a proper skate park, I realize that one of the things I struggle the most with is speed. It's always like I'm just one push short of being able to get enough speed to approach and use the obstacle that I'm trying to skate. So I'm hoping that having a slightly faster bearing, a slightly better bearing, will give me that tiny extra push that I need, or the push that I can't get with my own feet, and help me skate the park more efficiently. Just have more fun. And then I marked the nose with some gold bolts. I also am not sure what the hardware is. I have a little box that I collect hardware and little like skate accessories in, so it just came out of there. Not sure what it is. It might seem a little redundant to have both a park setup and a hybrid setup, but that's because I really want to figure it out. I think that these boards are actually really comparable. They're both 7.75s. They're both right around 30 inches long. I have Venture trucks to put on both of them. I think I finally have 2 comparable boards to really see the difference. Because when I'm skating a 7.4 freestyle board and an 8-inch 31-inch long like regular street deck, it's a lot to go back and forth between, but maybe it won't be as bad, and maybe I'll be able to tell the difference better between two boards that are relatively the same size. The biggest difference between them, I think, is going to be the concave, and including the kick angle. So I'm really excited to just kind of really give it one last try to see if I can find that one board that does it all, or if I just need to, you know, fill my trunk with skateboards, which I'm not against doing. It's what I've been doing for a while now. More than anything, I just really want to skate this summer. I am so excited to skate. I haven't felt this motivated and excited about skateboarding in a really long time. So hopefully I can slowly work past this knee injury and skate a lot and show up a lot and have a lot of fun. And more than anything, I hope that you're having fun, and I hope you enjoyed the video.